just because you're homeless don't mean you didn't work anywhere before or you didn't have a life before this. You're still a human being. I think that's the most important thing is to get the word. That's your food there. It's good to come here for a meal, but the word to me is more important.
Anyway, I don't know if you remember when we were going to start the outdoor services, but it was over a year ago, and I didn't know where to have it, so I asked a couple of the folks during one of the services I was doing at Holy Communion, and they walked me over to this spot. What I found all along was that people were hungry for way more than peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and the most important thing was relationship. And the most important message I had to give was that, you might live near the trash, but you're not trash. You're loved and you're precious.
When Pastor started Bible study, that made me go. I started coming more and more and more.
I would get called if somebody was in the hospital or somebody was missing or died, or if somebody was in jail. And my card would become the identification that a lot of people didn't have. And out of that grew what is church. Church Without Walls has multiple meanings. So it's the walls of the heart being broken down, as well as the physical wall. But it's a very simple idea. All we have is this amazing message of love and grace and the people, and really that's about all we need. So I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet. You also are to wash one another's feet.
Pues si yo, el Señor y el Maestro,
I give you a new commandment, that you love one another.
este mandamiento nuevo les doy.
But the example Jesus gave us is that he goes and he touches the smelliest, the most scarred, the most cut up, the ugliest, you name it, part of who we are, the most vulnerable part. And he says, he takes our feet as if each of us was a newborn baby, and he cradles us, and he says, you know what? I love you. After the foot washing, we're going to have a special blessing, and we have some folks here from Temple School of Podiatry. They will come forth, and Bishop Burkett and I will do a blessing of their hands, because these folks from Temple are volunteering their time for those of us who might need some foot care on the street. So this is the start of that new ministry.
God of all that is good and holy, we ask your blessing upon all these people, that they may be your healing hands, your traveling feet, and be a blessing to the whole world with compassion and hope and courage and love for one another. Amen.
How have you redefined for yourself the essence of church?
It's the people centered around a message that we are unconditionally loved and accepted by an all-gracious and loving God. Once you know a person heart to heart, this is a two-way street. It's not about what we can give. It's one of the most mutual experiences I've ever had.
And I won't turn back. I will go. I shall go. I will go. I shall go. I will go. I shall go. To see what the end is gonna be.
Amen.
Amen.